So hello everyone, today we are going to start with day 11 in which we are going to see AutoCAD 3D. Now AutoCAD is a non-parametric software, that's why the 3D we are going to make here is not that much flexible, but still you should know the 3D commands. That's why we are going to cover some commands here. So we are going to cover extrude boss, how to extrude the material, as well as how to rotate, loft, how to make mirrors. So these things we are going to cover here in AutoCAD 3D. So to start with, we have the regular interface. We can see here this 2D UCS is being shown here. This is the cube showing the top plane, and this is the ribbon for 2D commands. But as we are going to make 3D here, we need to change this interface here. So to change the interface, we are going to go on this setting symbol at the lower right side. Click on this symbol and you just need to click on this option, that is 3D modeling. We have switched to 3D modeling here. We can see the above ribbon, it is completely changed and it is showing the 3D commands now. We are going to click here on this home tab. So now the interface is looking in the isometric view. We can see all the 3 axes are visible now. We are going to start the sketch for the 3D same way as we were starting the 2D sketches. So I am going to make one rectangle here. Now one thing to be noted, that whatever sketch you are going to make for 3D extrude, it should be made by polyline only. So I'm taking here the rectangle command. It is by default polyline object only. We'll give the sizes here. I'll say X distance as 30, tab Y distance as 20. So now this rectangle is made as a polyline object. We are going to go for extrude command. So for extrude command, the shortcut key is EXT, that is extrude, enter. We can directly extrude it here, or else we can go in the modeling tab here above left side. We have this option here, extrude. After selecting the command, just select the object, say enter, and then we are going to start here as an extrusion. So to extrude here, I'm going to say the value as 20 mm, enter. Now we can visualize this part. It is looking in a 2D wireframe sketch form. We want to change it. We want to show it into a 3D part. So for that, we are going to go for this view tab, and in view tab we have this 2D wireframe. We are going to change it and say shades of gray. Now we can see, we can visualize it in a 3D form. So here we can change the styles, whether you want to show it shades of gray. If I want to show in a hidden view, just click. Then the material will not be shown, only the edges are shown. If I go for the other type, that is shaded, then edges will not be shown, only material will be shown. So there are different types here. We are going to select shades of gray, so that all the edges are also visible and material is also visible here. So we'll see the cut later. First we'll see the Presspull command. So again we are going to make one rectangle. Now one more thing we have to remember, that we have said that extrude can be done only if the object is made by polyline. Suppose this object is polyline, and if I say explode command here, now it has become the single line object. We can see here, by clicking a single line, only one line is selected, not complete object. So now it is not a polyline object. Suppose if I go for extrude command using this single line object, we need to select all the lines and then say extrude. Only surfaces will be extruded here, material will not be added as a complete solid body. So to avoid that, there is command that is known as Presspull. So if you have not made a polyline object and then you are going to try extrude, it is not possible. Alternate option we have here is Presspull. We are going to select the Presspull command. We just need to click on the internal area, not on the sketch, and we can Presspull it here. So it is similar to extrude command, only alternate of extrude command. Only difference is Presspull can be used for both close polyline or a single line object, but extrude can only be used for polyline objects. So this is the main difference here. Next, we were seeing how to cut the material. For that we are going to make one sketch. We are going to make one circle here. As I take circle, on this face we can see one 3D object snap point is being shown, naming as 3D center. That's because this option is on, that is 3D object snap. If I put off this option and then go for circle, this point will not be shown here. So it is compulsory while working on 3D that 3D object snap should be put on, and then we can select the points here, and we are going to make this circle on the surface. So I'm going to take the circle of radius 6 here. We can see the circle is made on this face only. But suppose one more thing, if I put off this option, that is DUCS, and then if I try to make circle, it will not be made on this surface. So to avoid this and to make the proper sketches on the faces, we should compulsory put on this option, that is dynamic UCS. Shortcut key is F6. Then only we can make sketches on the 3D faces. So this is very important to put on 3D object snap also, as well as dynamic UCS. So after making this circle, we are going to extrude the circle. Select the circle, enter, and then we are going to extrude it here. So whatever depth for the cut we need, we are going to extrude it by that size. So I'm going to say the cut I need is of 10 mm. So I'm going to extrude it by 10 only. Say enter. And now this body is added here. You can see this 3D solid body as well as the earlier body. Now if I want to make this as a cut, we need to go for this command, that is solid subtract. Select the command. First we need to select the main body, say enter, and then we need to select the body which we want to subtract. Say enter here. So here we can see this material has been cut here. To visualize it properly, we are going to use this command, that is orbit. Just click here and then you can click on the mouse and rotate the body so as to confirm that whether the cut has been made or not. In this way we can visualize this part or a 3D body completely 360 degrees. So this was subtract. Say escape and finish. Next command we are going to see here is offset face. So for offset face, we are going to go on this solid editing tab in the third column, that is offset faces. So I'm going to select this face, say enter, and click on the distance at which you want to offset this face. I'm going to say 20 mm. I'll say enter again to end the command, and we can see it is offsetted by 20 mm more. We'll repeat the command here. Select the face you want to offset, say enter, and put up the distance you want to offset. So if I want to add the material, I'm going to put the value in positive. I'm going to say 10 and enter. Again repeat enter. And if I want to remove this material by using offset, then we can do that also. Select the command, select the face, say enter, and instead of taking the value in positive, I'm going to say minus 15 mm. Now this material is removed by 15 mm. So offset face can add the material as well as remove the material. We can do the same thing by Presspull also. Select the Presspull command, click on the face, and you can add the material, say the distance as 10 mm, and even this Presspull can be used to remove the material from one side face. So I'm going to drag it in the negative direction and say the value as 10. So now the material is removed by 10 mm. So offset face as well as Presspull both can be used to add the material at one particular face in a parallel direction. Next command we are going to say here is 3D rotate. So if I want to make this cubical shape to stand vertically, I need to rotate it by 90 degrees. For that we have this command, that is 3D rotate. Shortcut key for 3D rotate is 3D R. Select the object you want to rotate, say enter. And now I need to select one ribbon. Now this ribbon colors are matching with the UCS colors we can see here. So this red ribbon stands for rotating the object by the x-axis. I'm going to select here this red ribbon as I want to rotate it by x-axis. Now you just need to put up the angle. I'm going to say here the angle as 90 degrees. We can see here this part has been rotated and it is standing vertically now. But the hole which we have made has gone on the opposite side. So if I want to see that hole also, you just need to go on this option, that is orbit, and we can rotate it here and see this whole cutout is coming at the bottom side, not at the back side but at the bottom side. After rotating this, we are going to rotate this object here. Select 3D rotate, select the object to be rotated, say enter. I'm going to select this green ribbon here, say rotation angle as 90 degrees, and we can see now this object has been rotated and it is standing here. So if you have made any part by extrude command, the sketch will be merged by the extrude. But if you have made the 3D by using Presspull command, the sketch will not get merged. So I'm going to delete this sketch. Now we can see both the parts are being rotated using 3D rotate. If I want to move it, then we can use 3D move. Select the object and you can directly use this axis to move. I'm going to select this direction as an X direction. So if I want to move it here, I can put up the distance also and can move, or else I can just directly drag it here. If I want to move it at the bottom side, move at the bottom side. If I want to move in the Y direction, just move in the Y direction. Same here. We can also use this command, that is move command only. Select the move command, select the objects to move, say enter. We'll say this as a base point. We'll move it and keep it here at the first extrude, at the vertex point, but we can see this vertex point is not being shown properly. So at this time, before moving, I'm going to go at the object snap, 3D object snap, and I'm going to put off this option, that is nearest. Then we are going to use move command again, say enter, select this vertex point, and I want to keep it or place it on this 3D vertex point. Now both the extrudes are different. We can select and see this is selected separately and this one is also selected separately. But if I want to combine them together, then we can use union command. So select this solid union, select both the objects here, say enter, and we can see the edge formation which was earlier. It is now been removed and it is been selected as a combined part now. I'll undo it one more time. We can see the difference. When we have not applied union, both the objects are selected separately and there is one edge, common edge between these two objects. So if I merge this object, this edge will be removed. This in between edge we can see here, this edge will be removed here. So union command, select both the objects, say enter, and these two parts are being combined now. In this way you can use union command here. We have seen extrude command, we have seen presspull command, we have seen solid subtract, union and offset faces. We have also seen how to use 3D rotate as well as 3D move. Now we are going to use mirror command. So for mirror command, just select the command here. Here is the command, that is in modify 3D mirror. Select the objects to mirror, say enter. So I'm going to specify this as a first point, this as the second point, and at the bottom side vertex point as the third point. Say enter now, and this part has been mirrored here. I'll undo and show it again. Just see it properly. Select the 3D mirror command, select the objects to mirror, say enter. Select the first point as a vertex point, this second vertex point, and the third vertex point I'm going to select at the bottom side. Say enter, and we can see this part has been mirrored here. If I want to join them together and remove this mirror line, that is edge line showing this part are separate, then we can go for union command. Select both the objects, 3D objects, say enter, and now they are combined together. So this was 3D mirror. Now the next command we are going to see here is loft command. It is only used when two or more different shapes are to be connected and made as a solid body. So for that we are going to make some cross sections here, maybe of different shapes and sizes. So I'm going to select here a rectangle first. First we'll make one rectangle. Next we'll take one circle here, say 30. I'll move this circle now by using 3D rotate command. Just click on the axis in the direction which you want to move and drag it at the height you require. So I'm going to take the height here as 150 mm, say enter. If I want to change the diameter, I'm going to double click it here. I'll change the radius, I'll say 35. So the diameter is a little bit bigger now. Next, go for this command, that is loft. Select both these sketches to loft, say enter, again enter and exit. Now if I want to make this part hollow, we are going to use the command here as shell command. So in solid editing, in this option we have the shell command. Select the shell command, select the 3D solid. Next it will ask you to show the removing face. So I'm going to select this upper face here, say enter. Specify the thickness, common thickness we required here. So I'm going to take the thickness as 5 mm, say enter again. Say exit and exit. So now we can see here by using orbit command, this part is being made hollow here. Constant thickness is coming of 5 mm as a wall thickness. So in this way we can use shell command and loft command. The next command we are going to see here is revolve command. For that we are going to make one axis and one profile which is going to revolve around the axis. I'm going to make one shaft with overall length of 400 mm. Now we'll take the cross section sizes 50, then inner length I'm going to take here 60, next 70 as a radius. This length I'm going to take 150, and then here I'm going to take the length as 80, and we are going to match it by the end in this way. Now I'll measure the distances here. I'll say D, I enter. So the first radius we have taken here is 50 mm, The second radius we have taken 120, and the last radius we have taken here is of 200. So these are the three radius we have taken, and we are going to revolve them together now. Select the revolve command, select the sketch to revolve. But as we can see, while selecting, all the lines are selected individually. Say enter and provide 2 points here. This part will be revolved, but will not be completely solid. We can see here, this part will come hollow only. It is because this line command is being made by using single line, not by polyline. So to make it properly, we are going to join them together. Say J enter, select it, say enter. Now it is a polyline object. Then we are going to go for revolve. Select the profile, say enter, and show 2 points for the axis around which it is going to be revolved. Put up the angle by which you want to revolve it. So I'm going to say 180 degrees. It will be made as a semicircular part. I'll undo it. Again go for revolve command. Select the profile, say enter. Select the 2 points around which we are going to revolve. This time I'll say 360 degrees. This complete part has been made. The first radius was taken 50, so diameter will be 100. Second was radius 120, so this diameter will be 240. The third one was taken radius as 200, so this diameter is going to be 400. In this way we can use revolve command here. Next command we are going to see here is sweep command. For that I am going to make one spline here. So ortho mode off. Say enter to end this spline. Now at any one cross section I am going to make one profile also. This was the path. We are going to make one profile, then we are going to swap this profile along this path. So circle we are going to take here. I'll take this circle radius as 50, enter. We have this profile, the path is also ready. We are going to go for swap command. First it will ask you to select the objects to swap. Say enter. I have selected the circular profile, say enter. Then it will ask you for the path. I'm going to select this as a path, and we can see here whatever was the radius or diameter, that circular profile is being swept along the path to add the material. You orbit it and see it along 360 degrees direction. We'll use this orbit command to see it properly. We can see here this path is being added with the material. One more time we are going to take lines here. So ortho mode on. Suppose I have made one profile. I'm going to take fillets also here. Next, I'm going to add one cross section. So for cross section, this time we are going to take rectangle. I'll take the rectangle size here as 250 by 300. We are going to move it and keep it at the center. Say move command, select the object, say enter, specify the base point and keep it here. Now we have this path as well as this profile. We are going to swap it now. Select the swap command, select the parts to swap, select the swap command, select the profile to swap, say enter and select the path. We can see this part is been swept but only along this single line. It is because we have not selected this line as a polyline. So for making it polyline, I am going to use join command, say J enter, select the lines and arcs to be joined and make them as a complete path. Again go for swap command, select the profile, say enter and then select the path. We can see here this cross section has added the material along the path and this swap command is being used. So in this way you can use swap command here. So this were the commands we were going to see for this lecture. In the upcoming lecture, we are going to make 3D model using these commands. Till then, thank you.